Random encounters is always a win.
Once upon a time, there was a little fella named Cuphead.
The brushstrokes of the background are consistent up until they reach another object or outline within it. This manages to give off a sense of tangibility, like it was actually drawn on paper, even though it clearly wasn't. The light shown off this lamp is accurately hitting Elder Kettle. The eyes do move accurately, since this is meant to be a children's story format.
He and his brother had a bit of a gambling problem.
Hey, this is where you fight King Dice. And speak of the dev... King Dice. They won with a 4? Now I know why their pupils are dilating.
And things kind of got out of hand.
Not only do the backgrounds have a sense of tangibility, they're also accurate to the backgrounds of the game.
The sleazy townsfolk met together that night to discuss the problem, knowing that Cuphead would soon be coming for them.
Hey, Mr. Beard runs his own business. I know it's inconsistent, but look at these smooth lines and perfect shading given to Dr. Call. Grim Matchstick, my favorite Cuphead villain.
You've all probably heard the rumors
About this plucky little fella named Cuphead.
He's coming to collect on our deals with the devil, and we need to stop him.
While the characters aren't drawn well, with a few exceptions, they're drawn accurately to their game counterparts, and that's good enough for me. One thing this type of animation style does is allow you to apply motion blur the same way as 3D animation. Allow me to explain. In hand-drawn animation, you can't do motion blur. Smear frames are the way the animators trick your mind into thinking you're seeing motion blur, and they look really hilarious. Since the Random Encounters team doesn't have experience in animation, they used this flash-looking animation and added motion blur on top of it, so that they didn't have to go in and add an extra faded-out arm.
Hey, he's coming this way, so beware.
Hildeberg shooting words out of her mouth. Bullcrap, but still.
Say, let's shoot him right out of the air.
If you think AJ was busy, then you are absolutely right. Here's a clip show displaying all of the characters he voices.
Say, let's shoot him right out of the air.
And we 3 bitches will be so good for his health. Then she the briar ship is a knife. And Thomas says, favor.
Scorch him.
Liquefy his brains.
The man's got talent. Also, both of these swords are parries.
I could put him on icing myself.
This background is especially interesting because in the game, the camera is off to the side. So they had to create an original background from the angle facing Cream Pup.
And we 3 bitches will be so good for his health.
Irony.
And we 3 bitches will be so good for his health.
I'm sorry, what? Is that Wally Warble's house?
Let's just smash him.
Whack him with the trout.
We could thrash him.
And then pull his insides out.
I think this is an opportune moment to win the sound effects accuracy in timing and sound.
We could thrash him.
Ruby and Croak singing in harmony thanks to the voices of Devon Chenoweth and, please forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Peter Srinivasan. I don't know. I love it despite hating their level in the game. How was I supposed to know that you had to shoot at them when they were attacking you as the slot machine?
We're gonna kill off Cuphead. We're gonna make him die. We're gonna kill off Cuphead. With a big goodbye.
I'm really impressed that Random Encounters managed to bring together such a grand cast for this musical, and I will name them all and count them as wins. Markiplier, Nate Wants to Battle, Jacksepticeye, Dodger, MatPat, The Completionist, Andy Stein, Isle Monty, Adriana Figaro, Midnight Marinara, and the biggest name of them all, Christina friggin' V. This ship is actually pretty intimidating.
We're gonna kill off Cuphead. We're gonna make him pay. This dance is the devil. He's coming to today. Wait till I get my wings on that Cuphead.
I'd like to check this china.
One of the dog balloons is a parry. Flying Pumpkin. Cagney Carnation has offset to his hand motions. Excuse me while I get Vietnam flashbacks from Baroness von Bonbon's final phase. Anyways, Wally Warble's animation is really smooth for this style.
I'll see that his life is cut short.
Well, I count the cops gonna be surprised.
Get it? B support? Let's be real, only Gwen's voice could have made that sound cool.
Why not give him the ride of his life?
Also, rest in peace, Nathan Morse's appearance in this song. Okay, that was terrifying.
Use science.
And that was properly tracked. Even though this animation style didn't need it, smear frames are always welcome. Ah!
One shift of the stars and the tide is sure to turn.
The stars are reflected in Hildeberg's pupils.
Two bad Cuphead's about to lose big. Three.
It's transitions like this that add to the entertainment value of this video.
Heads will hunt until Cuphead feels the burn.
Did I mention Grim Matchstick is awesome? Cause he is.
What the presto is headlining gig?
Look very closely. Sally comes in with squash and stretch mechanics that aren't distracting. Also,
1,
2, 3.
What?
They call me King Dice, cause that's who I am. A royal pain whose diabolical plan.
of course King Dice would be on the King of Spades.
To close some contracts needs a circle or two. So come on, Cuphead Kid, I'm talking to you.
Try saying that 5 times fast. Come on, Cuphead Kid, come on, Cuphead Kid, come on, Cuphead Kid, come on, Cuphead Kid, come on, Cuphead Kid. Huh, guess it's not that hard.
Come shake my hand.
He's got his fingers crossed back there. Those shifty eyes can't fool anyone, Dice.
You agreed to my game and you lost. You accepted the odds, now you'll cough up the cost. Don't screw with me, kid, or I swear I'll take my teeth from your skull like cheap Chinaware.
Got a couple of hams right here, huh? I am sorry. Look at this shading. It may not be accurate, but it looks good.
Watch him. Liquid by his brains.
Hey, they managed to add the mini bosses.
Tase him.
That was awesome camera motion and tracking. That skull is not coming off his face, and I'm very disappointed. Actually, that skull was kind of BS, so...
And the end is nigh.
You know what? I should give them points for a depth of field attempt here. The beard! Do I need to say more?
It's coming to today.
This finale is incredibly satisfying. Much like the animation in the rest of the video, it's not that great, but there's so many voices, characters, and awesome sounds going into your ears that it doesn't matter.
And they all lived happily ever after. Wait, no they didn't. I'm pretty sure those people killed him. Oh well, circle of life.
Spirit salute. Ooh.
That made me uncomfortable, but in a good way, so do I add a win or take one off? Screw it. Alright, let me address the elephant in the room. Cuphead the Musical is not well animated at all, but for a group of people who specialize in music, not animation, and we're also on a bit of a time crunch given that nobody really submitted anything to make this animation good, it's actually really decent. Don't get me wrong, the flaws are extremely apparent, but you can tell that the animators were incredibly passionate about this project, that they tried to make it look good without any experience. I have to give them major props for that. Something that I noticed is that the animators added details from the game in the background, such as the Omulan orbiters flying around Wally's sun, the Bill Cipher attack Jimmy the Great has, one of Grimm's heads turning into a flamethrower, and many more. One thing that makes this stand out above most random encounters productions is the enormous cast that I mentioned earlier. Seriously, I'm still in awe that they got this large a group for a video game song. Friggin' kudos! And the song is incredibly catchy. I know there are those who don't like it when I talk about the song, but I have every right to. It's a part of the animation as well, and my channel, my rules. Suck it! Anyway, the song has a catchy melody, memorable lyrics, and amazing talent behind it that you start to ignore the bad stuff about the animation and start to have a blast. Cuphead the Musical is definitely not the best animated music video I've seen, but it's entertaining, has an original concept, and is accompanied by a catchy tune that you'll be humming for weeks. Usually I like to save this for a holiday related video, but since I didn't have one planned and it's going to be after Christmas when you see this, I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holiday, and I'll see you guys in the new year with the next video. I don't have a pun. This one's fairly recent and you'll probably recognize it immediately.